categories of legal ruling. Once the mujtahid has gone through his ijtihad, he's gone through this process of trying to define law, he'll give you a ruling. So what are the possibilities? What is he going to give you? He's going to give you 5 options. 1 of 5 options. Okay? So we'll run through this quickly. Compulsory, wajib. In other words, something which you have to go and do it. Like if someone says, what is the ruling regarding praying 5 times a day? Compulsory. You have to go and do that, for example. Here, but what I'd like to stress is that these things have definitions. And that's quite important to know. So knowing the ruling, you have to go and do that. That's fine. But when we say wajib, when we say compulsory in Islamic law, it has a meaning. It says that which the law has explicitly enjoined, such that its performance would be rewarded and its neglect punished. And that's deeper, because we're talking about consequences in the hereafter. Yeah? We're talking about consequences in the hereafter. Yeah, actually, many Islamic laws, they have consequences in the present realm. Now, they're part of criminal law. So there are punishments involved over there. But in reality, most of the stuff that Muslims deal with within an Islamic law is really a kind of moral dilemma, if we can call it that. It's like, should I do it or not do it? And if I do it, this is the reward. And if I don't do it, hellfire. You know, this is the thing. It's a moral question, really, in reality. And here I'd like to, this is direct from a book which I translated, but I'd like to amend it. I would like to put a word here which says its neglect may be punished. May be punished. Because ultimately, God will decide that. And He can forgive. Examples. Fasting in the month of Ramadan, which has just happened. You've got fasting has been made compulsory for you, as we see here. In other words, if someone did that, they would be rewarded. And if they didn't do it, then subject to punishment. Yeah? Subject to punishment. Of course, I should mention here, intention. This is where intention comes in. So you've got a Muslim, he says, I'm going to fast the month of Ramadan for Allah, as the ayah indicates, until you lose a few pounds. No, you do it for Allah. If you lose a few pounds, good.
Yeah. So is that equivalent to praying 5 times a day?
Exactly. Al-wajib is known by other terms, and these other terms are quite important. It's things like fard, mandatory, ordained, al-maktub, and the right al-haq, the right of God. In other words, when you say something is compulsory, it is the right of God upon you to fulfill this thing, is really kind of the idea. On the less critical side of that is the recommended, which is that which the law has enjoined, such that its performance would be rewarded, but its neglect would not be punished. In other words, stuff you're recommended to do, but in reality, if you don't do, there's no consequences to those things. It's really kind of like, brownie points, money in the bank. You've got this kind of, sorry to make it so consumerist, but a bank account with God, this is going to top up for you. This isn't your red smell, this isn't your investment money. This is stuff you're just kind of adding in. Okay? So, there's lots of examples, extra prayers, extra fasting, there's a couple of things there. In this month is called Shawwal. So there's a famous hadith which says, if you fast the month of Ramadan and can continue with another 6 days in Shawwal, then you will have all your sins forgiven from the previous. Okay. Okay, so here, again, mandub or recommended is known by, and this is confusing, so bear with me here. Sunnah. In other words, here we've got to distinguish the word sunnah as an idea and as a legal ruling. Yeah? Sunnah means also recommended because it's something probably that the Prophet did. That's really the idea, but we should distinguish between the two. That sunnah is a concept, and then there's a legal ruling with the same title. Yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Sometimes called nafil, nafila, fadila, raghiba, desired, voluntary, recommended, and so on. This sort of stuff that we've been mentioning. Categories of legal ruling, we go into the prohibited, the one that we used over there. And this is haram, the one that you hear probably most. But it's actually really serious. It's quite sad that people use it in that sort of way. Because listen to this. This is scary stuff. That which the law has explicitly prevented, such that its non-performance in accordance with the order of God would be rewarded, and its performance may be subject to punishment. In other words, if you knew there was alcohol at a party or something, but you didn't drink it because you know it's not allowed, you're rewarded for that. Yeah? But if you did, there's some kind of problem with this. Okay? And here, this is a term that's used almost all the time. What's the ruling? Haram, haram, haram. It's reiterated over and over again. And if you think about it with this meaning, they dare not speak. Because what you're saying is that your actions and this stuff is in hellfire then, or potentially in hellfire. I mean, this is serious stuff. Okay? Murder, fraud, these major sins, we've talked about those as well. The so-called carnal sins that some people refer to in Christianity. Another word is forbidden, haraj, ban, hijr, ma'asiyah. Ma'asiyah literally means disobedience. Disobedience to God, obviously offends them, crime and sin. Okay, so there's synonyms for that. On the other side of the thing, of course, you've got stuff which is not recommended. So you've got compulsory, recommended. Forbidden, not recommended. They're kind of two sides of the same coin in some respect. That which the law has requested to be left such that its non-performance in accordance with the order of God would be rewarded, just like haram, but its neglect would not be, or its performance would not be punished. Yeah, just the opposite of the other one. I love putting these in multiple choice questions. Because logically you can work them out actually, but the students are like, no. Yeah. Okay, and the last one, which is my favorite one in actual fact because it's fun, is the permissible, the mubah. That which the law, or the performance and non-performance are equal, due to the fact that the law did not order that it be refrained from, or equally did not order its performance. It's an open area. Literally, mubaha or baha is spaciousness. If an Arab says bahat ad-dar, it means that the house is spacious. So this is a kind of area of flexibility. Okay? Indeed, the law gives complete freedom of action, and thus no reward or punishment can be related to it.